episode 42.
Hey guys, welcome to Into the 99. I am Daniel.
And I am Hope.
Sherman and Brian aren't actually able to make it today. The storm we had out where we live knocked a ton of stuff out, so just us for the weekend, but we just wanted to come to you guys with another episode. So without further ado, episode 42.
Of course. So this week we wanted to talk about card alters, the alter market, as well as Wizards sort of capitalizing on this market, which I think they've been very aware of lately.
Kind of the premium card market just in general, the collector's boosters, and overall in Magic, alternate frames, the full art showcase, the alternate arts like the Blightsteel Colossus we've seen in Double Masters already.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see that Wizards is joining this different side of things that for quite a while was kind of an exclusive thing with something like the Secret Lairs, or it was done just by members of the community, not necessarily official product, which is interesting.
Well, as we've talked about as well, it just really seems like Wizards is leaving money on the table if they don't do it. People are going to want extra special artwork for all of their cards. They want a new artwork. They want something different than everyone else at the table. We all want to set ourselves apart.
Yeah, well, especially with Commander players specifically, obviously, because our cards don't rotate out. It's not, and bannings are so infrequent, and bannings also don't tend to be a huge issue because it's not necessarily stuff that everybody's playing, with the exception of like Flash.
Yeah, well, Flash was not even played generally in EDH. It was mostly a CEDH problem.
But that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people played that, but like even with the banning of Iona, like not a lot of people were playing Iona.
Or people sandbagged it. It wasn't an exceptional issue, I would say.
So for the most part, you're playing a card and you love it, and so you decide, you know what, I want this to look extra special. And for so long, and even still, for so long, it was that you would find an artist that you liked, or maybe you would play with it yourself and try to make it look cool and paint it or whatever.
Well, what I was going to say is that it does touch on what you were talking about there. Commander is the most self-expressive format of Magic, I would say. You're not locked into playing four of a kind of a rotating thing. Things that work in Modern and Vintage are things that work. They are always constant. Some new things come up, but in general, they're going to be the same thing. The strong decks are strong decks. There's cards that aren't powerful enough, but there's a spot in Commander for those junk cards that you just like the artwork of, or for legends that other people might not find an interesting general, but you do.
Yeah, like objectively junky cards pretty much only have a home in like limited formats and Commander. So
yeah,
it's for Draft and Commander.
Jank definitely does live here, and that's, as anyone who's heard this before, that's Sherman's home, right? You can't play Jank in Standard. Well, I guess you can. It just, you shouldn't.
Probably not going to win.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably not the best of all ideas. So with that, we just kind of want to start touching on what altered cards are, because a lot of people don't understand the difference between proxies and alters. Some people do, but at the same time, take us away, Hope, with what an alter is.
Well, so an alter is kind of exactly what it sounds like. It's a card that has been altered. So somebody will take an existing Magic card and either paint over top of it, or with any sort of medium, I guess. You could go over top of it and either extend the art or change the art, or make it something special. So you could take a Sakura Tribe Elder and then just get rid of all the text on it and just have it be like this cute little snake, like whatever you want it to be. Or a lot of people will do border extensions. That's what I do, not to like self-promote, but you know.
Sometimes it's that way.
Sometimes it be like that. But it's just a nice way to like make your card seem extra special and make it seem really cool, and having custom artwork is tight.
Well, Magic is a technical game, but it is also a visual game for a lot of people. It's really nice to see the artwork that's down on the table. That's the biggest issue with any kind of proxying or anything like that, is I want to functionally see the card. I want to be able to identify it, know what it does. Alters still give you that option, but a lot of people have gone into buying proxies for alters, and then,
which is fine.
Yeah, we are team play the game.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too about proxies is a lot of people, when they get altered proxies, it's just because they want a different artwork and they want
generally for a commander.
Yeah, I don't really have an issue with that, but I don't really have an issue with proxies in general. But that's a whole different discussion.
But that brings it to the point of it, and that is that Wizards has realized that there is additional work that can be done by their artists that the Commander player base is just going to eat up. They want those cards. They're going to get those cards no matter what.
Well, and that's something too, even collectors, not even just players, but collectors are going to be looking for multiple versions of different cards because there's different value.
Well, you want the special artwork of everything, right?
Yeah. So that's even like, it's M21 weekend, as anybody listening today would realize. And Daniel cracked a normal Massacre Worm, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, Massacre Worm's a great card.
Needed to be reprinted. Awesome, love that.
I haven't been able to find one for a while. I wanted one in my Massacre Girl deck.
Stoked.
I couldn't find one at any of our LGS.
Love that. However, I pulled the Borderless, which is way doper.
It's amazing. It is just a beautiful card.
Yeah, and like stuff like that. Like it's so simple, you know. Like it's such a simple change, and it makes such a big difference.
Honestly, the showcase cards in general, I just think are wonderful.
Showcase cards and Borderless cards, because the Borderless is more my vibe. I really like that.
I really like the Borderless.
Clean.
I also like that they have the alternative art in the showcase and the Borderless. I think that is something that really is in Wizards' favor right now.
Yeah.
Basri Ket is a really good example. The normal Basri Ket versus the Borderless alternate art is stunning.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just such a good one. But we as Magic players, we all want these cards because we like what they look like. If they weren't painted well or they didn't have good artwork on it, we'd all like it a lot less. The fact that Grim Tutor came back out was already amazing. But the fact that it came out with the artwork that they brought it back with is wonderful.
Well, speaking of the artwork, that's why so many artists have like cult followings.
Yeah.
You know, like there are many players that specifically buy cards with specific arts because they like that artist. Like I had somebody come into the store the other day asking for, can I get all of these cards by this artist? I'm like, I mean, yeah. Gotta give me a minute, but yeah. But it's stuff like that, you know. We like things to look a certain way.
I've talked many times on the podcast about how much I like Jesper Edgesing's art.
Yeah, he's one of your favorites.
Tren and Silvar, if they had been bad cards, I still would have built them because I liked their artwork.
The art. That's one of the reasons I started playing. It's because of the artwork specifically. I remember before I even started playing, I had a couple cards in my wallet that I just jacked from you back when you used to play, before you started playing Commander. Mm-hmm. That I saw the artwork, I was like, these are neat, and I wanted to keep them.
Yeah, just because you thought the art was cool.
This was years before I started playing. Like the artwork is what drew me in initially, well, and I think that says a lot.
The artwork is universally good. We have some that we just framed up from the Magic. What book was it? It was one of the Magic art books.
Yeah.
But we pulled some of the art out and we framed it up into these nice floating frames, and it just looks universally good. People who don't play Magic
are still gonna like it.
They've come to our house and already said that they do like it.
Yeah. Which is wild.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a beautiful picture of an angel is still a beautiful picture of an angel. So with it, the reason we wanted to talk about this today is why we actually use these cards. And the reason is because it's social, it's with our friends. It's not because you want to flex and say, I have more money than you, I have cooler cards than you. It's because you want to put it down and have someone be like, oh, is that a Judge foil? Yeah, this is super cool. Everyone wants that kind of feeling where they play something awesome. We're all playing a randomized deck, unless you're cheating, which you're a bad person.
Sometimes it's also kind of a flex.
But you know what I mean? It's just the visual is part of it. When you draw that card that just makes your deck go off, it's already great. And that's the first way you see it. Most people see the artwork before they see the name of the card. So if I draw my alt art Double Masters Blightsteel Colossus, and I know that I can Warstorm Surge with Hasted in and end the game, that's what everyone gets hyped for. And it really does. There's a reason that people care more about like losing to annoying things than they do about like the dragons and angels.
They look cool.
Yeah, they look cool. They're big things on the board. You can't argue with it. You can't fight with it, right?
It feels impressive. Well, also to talk about like the alt art and Double Master specifically, it's like I had an Atraxa deck and then I bought full art Atraxa because I wanted one so badly.
Yeah,
and now they're gonna bring me one. I will immediately switch it out.
Yeah, well, that Double Masters is gonna sell just for that because Commander players want those cards.
Literally die.
That one and the Kalia. We have 3 Kalia decks.
We have 3?
3 Kalia decks. Kalia has 3 tribes.
What's
what do you want me to tell you?
Us? So many things.
We have angels, demons, and dragons. Demons is my favorite one.
I have one that has all 3.
Oh, then we have 4 Kalia decks.
Oh my god.
We're animals.
He's a monster, boys. But that's the thing, is like it's just exciting. Like even a card as simple as the Cultivate, like the new one that they made. Like,
the new Showcase Cultivate. I want 20 copies
of. It's not Showcase, doggy. It's borderless alt art.
It's a borderless alt art?
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the showcases.
No, the showcase ones are the ones that still have the frame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wizards has too many confusing terms for what is what.
Yeah, so the showcase ones are the ones I have like the it looks almost like the new legendary frame.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Speaking of their showcase ones, from Ikoria, that Nethery, I still haven't built that deck because I don't really like Mutate. It's an
I know.
okay
I was
mechanic.
also kind of underwhelmed with Mutate, which I never expected.
But with that Nethery card, I just loved the artwork. It was very reminiscent of, if anyone's ever seen any Princess Mononoke, it's very...
Yeah, it looked like the... what's it called? Like
the spirit, yeah.
Yeah, the like Guardian of the Forest or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just a phenomenal looking card.
Except if it got by
a dead one.
Yeah.
Looks like when the wolves came, for anyone who's following what I'm ranting about.
Yeah, the wolves.
Yeah.
The boars?
I don't know.
Come on.
Either way.
Get it together, doggy.
But yeah, so the point is that I want to have that card just in my collection. I want to have it just sitting there available because I think it's beautiful.
That's literally why I got the Narset.
Yeah. I
traded for the
comic book
borderless
Narset?
comic book Narset, yeah, for the exact same reason. I was like, this is tight. I have no plans for it. I don't have any decks that like are Jeskai colors.
I bought one as well.
Yeah.
For one of my competitive decks. We're going a little bit off our topic though, because what I also wanted to talk about, what this is leading to, is for many players product fatigue. So we've wanted to talk a little bit about this as a group. Sherman and Brian and Jake kind of touched on it a little bit at the last episode, but we just wanted to clarify like our stance on it as well. I don't think it's such a bad thing, but I do understand how many people aren't willing to go out and spend as much, because look at the current release schedule. We have M21 this weekend. This is the pre-release weekend for it, and it was a good set.
And in 3 weeks we get Jumpstart.
That's the problem. The problem is that Jumpstart's coming out, and it's also a really good set. So,
and then they're starting Double Masters. The rest of the Double Masters spoilers are supposed to be starting on Monday.
Forget Double Masters alone for the moment, though. Just Jumpstart and M21 releasing so close together has cut down what people are going to buy, because normally I would probably have bought 4 boxes of the Jumpstart, but I just already bought a bunch of boxes and M21 stuff. So we'll see. And then on top of that, not only is it super valuable product to everyone, but in general, it's product that people are actually going to want to get, and stores didn't get any allocation for it.
What, Jumpstart?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, it's not about the allocation; it's about the printing issue. Like they weren't able to print enough, and we're gonna have it around it's gonna be available all year long. However, the initial weekends are gonna be kind of slow, and if any stores want to do like events, like that's gonna lessen some product. And because it's gotten so popular and people are so excited about all these reprints and all the new cards, like that set would have been good if it was like junk reprints and new cards, and instead they're like, here's some awesome reprints and awesome new cards.
Yeah. Tiny bones.
Yeah, so because of that, I highly expect the price per box to increase.
Oh, there's no way that it won't.
There's
so many good new legends as well. Even if you took out the Craterhoof reprint or anything like that, there's so many good new legends in it. That Goblin one, Musicus or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I pulled it. It's lovely. Oh, and that's the other thing, is they gave you like samples of crack cocaine. They gave you these Jumpstart boosters when you bought your M21.
I almost bought a second box. I was like, I'm like, I need more of this. It's also so fun to play. Oh my god. Anybody, I'm just saying it, don't crack the packs. Play the game. It's so much fun. It's so much more fun to play. It's so fun.
I'm all about pulling them
I
apart.
love limited formats, though. I love them, and I always have. I love playing Sealed. I love playing Draft. It's just, I love it.
The joy you get out of drafting is interesting as a commander player. I think that. Oh, and that's the other thing.
For me specifically, oh yeah.
Commander Legends. That's another thing that I also forgot.
But that's the issue, right? Is like because Ikoria got pushed back.
Yeah, so you didn't even really get the option to.
I hardly even looked at Ikoria, like because I just haven't had time because I've been back to work. What up? So I've been a little busy, right? So I hardly got time to even play with Ikoria, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, here's the new core set, and then in like 20 days we get Jumpstart, and then like
not even 20 days, it's like 17 days from now. Yeah, which is just crazy. The whole point is that it's just everything's coming out so fast, and people are getting fatigued with it. There's so many. The problem is if some of these products sucked, then it'd be okay. Yeah. And the argument of it's not for everyone only works if it's reasonable time frames, because sure, Double Masters might not be for everyone, but when it's Jumpstart,
but Ikoria and the core set kind of are for everyone.
Yeah, well, they definitely are. Jumpstart is as well. The problem though, like I said, is that are you gonna skip out on Jumpstart because you want to save up for a $400 box? If it was a one-off like the Commander Anthology, then I would definitely understand it being a pricey product. But with it coming out so fast, if you wanted to, let's just look at it. Over the course of just the recent releases, you'd need to have, for Canada at least, $150 for M21.
Yeah.
$150 for Jumpstart, so $300. Then $450 for Double Masters. So you're, $750 deep for 3 boosters.
Yeah, it's pretty aggressive. Well, and that's assuming you bought no Ikoria, and that's within a 2.5 month time span.
No Ikoria, you didn't build any commander decks or buy any sleeves, like.
Exactly. Yeah, no commander decks also, because that's the other thing.
Yeah, Commander came out as well at the same time.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money, and the thing is, like, kind of looping back around, is that a lot of us are really like into these like fancy different styles of cards and whatever. So like you're gonna spend that extra little bit of money, and
we all want everything that is available to us, right?
Yeah.
For every set that comes out that has an upgrade to whatever deck that you're building. I have a life gain deck that's in Orzhov colors.
Yeah.
That veto card was an auto include. That whenever I gain life, how can I not put that in, right? So
yeah,
it's really hard to want to express that individualism and make the deck your own as much as possible when power creep is pushing up the ability to really differentiate what you're putting in, as well as the fact that you just kind of feel like you have to buy everything to keep up.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt with Ikoria. Like I said, I haven't really updated any of my decks yet. I just haven't had time, and I haven't been playing much, obviously. So I was like, oh, it's probably fine. And then I was playing on stream, and I really noticed the difference because I hadn't upgraded yet, and I was like, ugh.
Whereas other people had?
Yeah, other people had the time, right? And I'm like, this is painfully noticeable. And especially for me, I'm like, I really try to play silly, fun stuff. Like, I'm not super into the power creep. I'm not super... that's just not who I am and not how I play.
What was your last deck you built?
Oh, my stupid Braids deck. So dumb. I'm sure I've talked about it.
Braids Leviathans.
Yeah. Leviathan and Kraken Tribal.
With braids, yeah.
So dumb. And I love it. It's super fun. But at the end of the day, like, it's not like, it's maybe like a 4. Like, it's not a good deck.
It's a 4 if someone helps you.
Yeah, it's a 4. It's chaos.
Yeah. The point, though, is that there's already, with these releases, there's a new good cards for it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, with my cat deck and my Atla deck, because there's so much...
That new elf that makes all your elves dinosaurs, that one's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but even just in Ikoria, what I was going to say is, like, there's so many cats and dinosaurs and stuff that if I don't upgrade my decks with some of those cards, or the new one from M21, the Feline Sovereign.
I was going to say Feline Sovereign needs to be an auto-include in everyone.
It has to be an auto-include in my cat deck.
And then on top of that, how do you not make the new Rin and Siri the inseparable cat dog deck?
Thank you. There's support for dogs, okay?
Yeah,
like,
if you like the cat theme, then
I already do.
Then why wouldn't you want to build this other cat theme?
Exactly. And I bought a box, so I have a Rin and Seri. Like, I obviously have to. I'm not an animal.
Yeah.
Not a monster.
That's
I love my puppos.
We just have to take a quick second as well to talk. That Animal Sanctuary is the worst card I've ever seen printed, I think.
Unless you're playing cats
even with
goats.
If I had gotten a pre-release kit and that was my foil, and then someone beside me pulled like the Grim Tutor, I would have an actual stroke.
I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It would be pretty brutal for sure.
Didn't you pull a Temple?
Yeah, I pulled a Temple of Silence.
That was the worst thing about M21, if I can just say.
Many people did get a lot of duplicates.
I was so mad. I got so many temples and not a single planeswalker in my box.
Let's be honest, the temples aren't bad for kind of a lower budget Magic. The fact that they had Fabled Passage in it really did bring up that land slot.
They should not have been in the rare slot.
But then they put that nonsense. No, the temples should be. They're still pretty good. Even though they're disappointing rares compared to what you could have got, they are still rare lands. Scrying is a very powerful ability, and many people in a casual table aren't really doing many things turn 1 or turn 2.
I hate it.
Well, I don't know.
And I'm not alone.
I think that they're not bad. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the temples, and I do, especially those borderless temples.
My thing about the temples is it's in the rare slot, so they're all same rarity. It's no secondary market. But like, I got a lot of temples, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, some rare cards are just more rare than other rare cards.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Got a whole lot of Baneslayers, not a whole lot of Grim Tutors.
Yeah.
So, we were able to open up a bunch of boxes at our local game store, which is a really good time. It's Ogre's Den for anyone who doesn't know what one we play in.
We love Ogre's Den.
Ogre's Den Gaming Club. Follow them. They have lots of good Commander deals.
And also, even if you don't live in our city, if you don't live in Calgary, they do ship all over the country and all over North America. So
quick plug there.
Yeah, I'll plug them to the day I die.
They are just a good store in general.
Yeah, they're awesome. The people that work there are awesome.
But yes, carrying on with the rest of what we're saying here. Sorry for that.
Oh, I was gonna say those videos of us opening the boxes. Those are gonna be up on our YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Soon.
And then there'll be a few clips going live on Instagram in the next day or two.
Yeah, they'll probably be up by the time you listen to
I'll
this.
give everyone a spoiler. Hope is the most fun person to open boxes of cards with.
Thanks.
She gets pretty hype.
Well, I just have appropriate reactions, I think.
Yeah, we got some pretty good pulls, so make sure you guys check that out. What kind of alters are you the most interested in seeing in the future?
Me?
Yeah.
I like kind of what they did with Ikoria. Like, I liked the different art style, but not necessarily, what's that word I'm looking for? Kind of behind like a paywall.
Yep.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I did like that you could get the alternate arts of everything in the normal boosters.
Yeah,
this one.
That's the issue that I have with collector packs, like things that are exclusive to collectors. That's the issue that I have with box toppers and buy a box and stuff like that. Things that you can't crack, I don't really like. Buy a box is something else. A box topper, I have a little bit of an issue with, but
the box topper or the
box toppers. Buy boxes are totally fine because it's a single card. And it's easy to get. A lot of people.
But the box topper, especially with the alternative arts,
you can only get as a box topper. That kind of tilts me.
Yeah, the Ikoria did bring a lot of that in, and I think a lot of people weren't happy.
But Ikoria did it with the Godzilla cards, so it was like, who cares?
Well, anyone who wanted the Godzilla cards probably.
They can have mine.
I was kind of meh on them.
But to me, it didn't feel like I was losing out by not getting all of those. Whereas like, I don't know. I just have an issue with box toppers. But I liked what they did with having the different art style in all the different rarities. And you could crack in any pack. And we did crack a lot of it. And it was tight.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
I just hope to see more alternative arts of legendary creatures in general. I love Commander, and beautiful art is a lot of the time what makes me choose a Commander.
Do you think that in the Commander set that's coming out later this year that they're going to do a bunch of like different arts in the reprints or just reprints?
For sure they will. They're going to do there's going to be multiple versions of them.
Yeah.
Because they're targeting Commander players, and we are all, like I said, drug addicts for different looking cardboard.
Yeah, we are fiends.
Yeah.
So
before we go, I just want to ask one more quick question. Again, this is going to be a shorter episode today. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but
you didn't.
Oh, well, it is going to be
a
shorter episode today because
there's only 2 of us.
Anyways, though, long story short, I just want to quickly ask, what do you want to see the most in Double Masters? Because we're going to be going into that spoiler season, I believe, Monday.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. What do I want to see in Double Masters? I don't even know.
What could get you to buy a box of Double Masters? Take a Traxa and Kalia out of it.
I was going to say, like, they've already gotten me to buy a box.
But if there was something else, like what would interest you in buying a box? What kind of stuff do you think needs to be reprinted more? Soul Ring in the comment slot.
Soul Ring in the comment slot would be hilarious.
I need more Soul Rings always.
I don't think that's going to happen, though.
But I think Alter Art Soul Rings could be good, too. Give me some... Maybe not the Masterpiece Soul Ring, but come on, give me something
I want to
good.
see like stuff that's ridiculous.
Like what? Like give me
anything that's not on the reserve list. That's just obnoxious.
Anything that's not on the reserve list.
No, I mean like things that are obnoxious that people would be like, they would never reprint that. You know, like Jace the Mind Sculptor. Like that would be wild.
They've redone Jace a lot. I'm really hoping to see Training Grounds as well. Training Grounds has gone up a lot, and with so many commanders having activated abilities, I would like to see a lot of the better mana rocks. Like I know that they have the Crypt coming back out, but at the same time, I'd still also like to see Mana Vault in the set.
Yeah, mana rocks are good. I don't know.
I believe the set is only reprints. Like it's not...
It's a master set.
Okay, yeah. So it is only reprints. So things that... I don't know, that's the thing. I would have wanted to see Craterhoof, but they've already announced
that. I would have liked to see something like Azusa and a Grim Tutor, but they already did it. I
do have one thing.
I would have liked to see Oracle and Moldiah, but they're already doing it.
I do have one thing I would really like to see. The alternate arts of all of the Praetors.
Oh my god.
I would love if that's what they announced and spoiled, because the Praetors are just wonderful.
Not gonna happen.
You don't think so?
No way.
Why not?
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to save that to when they go back to New Phyrexia.
No, I don't think so, because those are going to be the new ones. I think that or doing the Phyrexian mana ones that we all see posted, but none of us actually own ever.
What?
There's all the Praetors were done with the Phyrexian writing instead of the actual text.
Really?
Yeah. They were like a specific special for somewhere, and I've never been able to find any of them.
I would buy more than one box.
The Elish Norn ones are pretty nuts.
But
yeah, I would love to
Knowing my luck, I'd get nothing except maybe Aurabresk.
I would love to see those. I'm really hoping as well I know this is not old enough to really want to reprint. I want a different artwork of Muldrotha.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what, 2 years old?
Well, Muldrotha is exceptionally popular.
Because it was Dominaria, so it's like 2 years old.
Oh, I'd really like to see the Tomb of Urborg posted again. Like, that's just another great card that I can never get enough. Cabal Coffers.
What?
Not Tomb of Urborg, the Urborg.
Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Yeah, I would really, really like to see that posted once again.
Yeah.
Not posted. I don't know why I keep saying posted.
Printed? I don't know. You're wild.
Yeah, I would like to see that come back. Cabal Coffers also needs one.
Yeah, Cabal Coffers would be really nice.
A ton of the vampires. The Edgar Markov deck made a lot of those vampires really, really expensive.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to see Bloodline Keepers.
Yeah. Like some of the older vampires.
Yeah, there are just so many things.
But they kind of did a little bit of that in the core sets. They printed some like old.
Oh, Avacyn would be another great reprint.
Which one? Both?
The indestructible one.
Oh, yeah.
She's very, very expensive.
Angela B.
I'd love to see Greater Oromancy because not enough decks can run stuff like that. I don't know. I've got a fairly large list of things. A lot of them are lands. Obviously, they can't reprint the dual lands that everyone wants to see.
No.
I'd like shock lands in the set as well.
Yeah, shock lands are sweet.
Shocks are just a good include. They're definitely better than the temples, to say the least.
Yeah.
They're not the fetches. We're not getting the fetches in Double Masters, I don't think.
No. I think
Although I'd be pretty happy if there was the fetches in them.
I doubt it. Because again with the whole like meaningful, like being reprinted in a meaningful way, I just don't think that Double Masters is meaningful.
They're never going to reprint them in standard, they've said.
Well, I don't know how they're going to do it, but Double Masters isn't meaningful.
I honestly think Commander Legends is the spot for it. I think
Yes.
Commander players are the ones who want them the most right now.
Yes.
And I think that it would give enough incentive for people who aren't Commander players to buy them.
Yes.
That's my prediction. It's probably wrong.
But I agree with that, though. Because, like, if they reprint them in Double Masters, I'm just going to be annoyed. Because that's a lot of money. Yeah. And, to me, like I said, like, that's not a meaningful reprint.
In a $450 box, I understand that.
That's so expensive. That's not accessible. And again, like, I don't think that every product needs to be accessible necessarily, because not everything is for everyone. But, like, you can't say that.
But paywalling things off is bad, because I
hate paywalling.
I don't mind Double Masters being expensive because it's all reprints. All the cards are available already.
Yeah.
You
probably have a bunch of them.
And they'll probably come down in price for people who want them. So everyone kind of gets a little bit of what they want. Even if you can't afford the box, you might afford the card you want, right? Yeah. Normal Blightsteel Colossus is going to come down in price.
Totally. Well, it's no different than Azusa. Like, the old Azusa is $40, new Azusa is $14.
Yeah, and the new Azusa,
in Canada,
a great reprint. I cannot get over how valuable that one was.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like, $14, $15 is still, like, not like a cheap card, but it's much more affordable than $40.
Yeah, well, a $40 card for, especially if you're starting off building your deck and Azusa is your new commander, then you're looking at a pretty expensive build. Yeah,
totally. Like, that's already, like, well, 40% of, like, if you had $100 budget, then what? You just put basics in it and less than $1 cards.
My question, though, is that are they going to run this Double Masters similar to Modern Masters, where they introduced new cards?
I don't know.
Because, again, I haven't read enough to know if it's going to be full reprints, but Modern Masters brought amazing cards, like, who can forget Urza?
Modern Horizons.
Modern Horizons, the same. It was Modern Masters. Maybe Modern Masters was another thing.
It was.
There's too many things.
Yeah,
Well, now I need Double Horizons. Bring me the Sliver King.
But I don't know. Oh my god. But I don't know, like, what their plans are, right? Because they haven't spoiled anything. We have no idea what they're doing. And it's hard to make a judgment on what this is going to be based on, like, 4 alt art cards.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is, like, where's the line with the alt arts? Is it just going to be these
high
toppers,
rares,
or is it going to be everything? Or
I wouldn't mind seeing that Titans again. I can't get enough of the Titans as a reprint. The Eldrazi.
Oh yeah, Eldrazi.
You know, I always need more Ulamog.
Those are cool. Well, and I would love to see those in alternate artwork. Like, one of my favorite.
Don't even get me excited about that.
Well, one of my favorite alt arts that I've ever seen, of the Titans is, I'm sure a lot of us have seen it, but it's like a stained glass artwork that somebody did.
Oh, people have playmats of those.
Yeah, of the Titans. Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Something like that that would also be like a really cool thing for them to do, because I know that they did like the stained glass style planeswalkers with the secret layers.
The stained glass Eldrazi Titan would be killer.
That would be really tight. Well, and like, we're not getting them back when we go back to Zendikar, so like,
Emrakul's still alive. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, but it's not like anyone's going to Innistrad right now. But
well, yeah, that is true, and they have said that they're trying to explore the plane without the Eldrazi.
Yeah, so we're not getting that in Zendikar, so it would be interesting to see them reprint something like that ahead of going to Zendikar, because I feel like there's a lot of, like, we've played before, where you played Allies and I played Eldrazi. Like, it's a fun.
That was fun, yes.
Yeah, it's a fun.
I did not win.
It's fun theming. Well, neither. They hardly did.
Yeah, they barely won themselves.
Yeah, but it's an interesting.
I didn't have Nissa
theme, so like that's fun. So I wonder if they might reprint them just sort in a way to build a little bit of hype.
My one last comment before we go is that the one thing I do hope they bring back is masterpieces. I liked the random masterpieces in boxes. Mm-hmm. That was, in my opinion, the golden age of, like, alternative arts.
I agree that it was the golden age, but I would only like masterpieces if all of the cards were also printed in the set.
I'm okay without that, but I guess you want standard legal things in a standard legal set. It kind of causes a little bit of confusion, and
well, I just think that it just sucks when
to get a really good card. Lutri's a great example. If anyone who pulled a full art borderless, like, foil Lutri and then was told, "Hey, you can't play that." Yeah, that's not. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, so I feel like that would be the exact same, like, for people in other formats, right? Well, and regardless, like, if you don't get any of those, but it's like they reprint something that is masterpiece style that you just really have been searching for, and you're not really concerned about the masterpiece, and you just need the card, like, wouldn't it be nice to get a reprint?
Yeah, I don't know. I also, you are right, because a reprint is pretty cool.
I'm often right.
You're sometimes right.
I'm often right.
But yeah, let us know kind of what you think would be a good...
The swords.
Oh, the swords as a reprint would be phenomenal. The alt art swords?
Yo!
Even if you had the
masterpiece art without the masterpiece frame.
Yeah, without the masterpiece frame, I would be still all
full
right.
Art?
The Feast and Famine.
Full art.
That Feast and Famine sword is just beautiful.
Sword and Ice and Fire is.
Oh, Fire and Ice is really good.
Well, and then they could do the new one too.
Yeah.
In new art.
Ooh, that would be good. I would like to see that. Proliferate swords. Both of the new swords are pretty good.
Am I right, doggy?
Yeah. Anyways, let us know what you guys would like to see in Double Masters. The spoiler season starts tomorrow.
And how you feel about alt arts.
Yeah, do you have any alternate arts? Tag us in them so we can see them.
Oh, I love them. I love them so much. That's all I want to see all the time. Like, everybody feel free, please, to tag me in alt arts. I am so here for it.
Make sure you check out our website for any new content we put up. We have weekly articles that come out by some amazing writers.
Yeah, not just the members of the team here. We have a lot of partners that we're working with, and they're putting out some really awesome stuff.
Yeah, make sure, again, now that everything's starting to open back up, that you're getting out supporting your LGS. Tune into our streams on Wednesdays.
They love you also, your LGS. They want you back. They miss you.
Yeah.
I assure you. There's nothing better than seeing your buddies back at the LGS. It feels so good. Just wear a mask. It's fine. Just wear a mask and wash your hands.
Thank you so much again for listening, and we will be doing, in the future, an alt art competition. I can't give any more details about it, but... there is going to be an alt art competition in the future. Make sure you're tagging us in these alt arts if you're an artist, or if you just like to have cool other things. Tag us and let us see it. Thank you guys again so much for listening.
Thanks.